with our first guest, the chairman of the House Intelligence Committee, Republican Congressman Rick Crawford, has represented Eastern Arkansas since 2011. He's been on the Intelligence Committee since 2017 and became chairman in January. He's also a former Army sergeant, so thank you for your service. Thank you for being here. Start with the broad picture. Jim Mattis famously had a great line. They said, what keeps you up? What do you lose sleep over? What keeps you up at night? He said, I don't lose sleep. People lose sleep over me. It's a good line.
Pretty good line.
It is a very good line, but we all lose sleep over something, right? And there are these things. I know you can't tell us everything you know, but what is it that when you think about what's the critical threat that you're most concerned about for the United States from an intelligence standpoint? What is it?
China.
Yeah.
I can tell you broadly China, but specifically Western Hemisphere.
Okay.
Specifically our neighborhood. And we have, over the last 20 odd years, have been fighting a global war on terror, and as a result, we sort of lost focus on our neighborhood. We sort of repositioned a lot of assets to address the global war on terror in two theaters, Iraq and Afghanistan, broadly the Middle East, and we sort of neglected our own neighborhood. And so now
this is narco-terrorism.
Narco-terrorism. It's the Chinese malign influence that's taking place throughout the hemisphere. It's them carving out a niche politically, economically, and I hope not militarily, but we're also seeing a sort of an interest there as well.
And this is in the idea of a different kind of Cold War, but a Cold War all the same. This is something the Soviets did, right, to the United States, which was, whether it's Cuba or Nicaragua or wherever, to try to unsettle things. Are the Chinese doing that in the Western Hemisphere?
100%, and they're doing it very well. And you know, before I became chairman of the committee, I had an assigned geography. All of our members do. We work subcommittees and at an assigned AOR, area of responsibility. Mine was the Western Hemisphere. So I've been tracking this now for 8+ years. And I've met with heads of state in most every country in the hemisphere, and they'll all tell me, you're our preferred partner.
Yeah.
And then they'll turn around and get in an agreement with China, whether it's the BRI, the Belt and Road Initiative, whether it's some sort of a trade deal, whether it's some sort of an infrastructure project, something that gets them a foothold in that country.
And so what do you do about that? What are we going to do about that?
Well, because they say you're our preferred partner, we need to give them some options. You think about, for example, Huawei and 5G rolling out in our hemisphere in countries like Costa Rica, Guatemala, Honduras, you name it, Panama. What are we doing to give them some options, to give them alternatives? And the fact is we haven't. We haven't really done much in the way to engender any kind of a real kind of relationship that is concrete, that says we're not going to deal with the Chinese because our preferred partner America is giving us all kinds of opportunities to engage. We're not doing that, and we should be.
Okay. The headline story for, sadly, several years now has been about Vladimir Putin, has been about Ukraine. It seems like time is on his side, basically. The longer that he can drag out these negotiations and the longer it goes on, the better it is for him. That's the sort of conventional wisdom. Is that correct?
I mean, that's probably true to a large degree. The question is, you know, what do we know about him personally, about his health, about his political position there? Is that tenable long term?
Yeah.
Is his inner circle closing in on him? We don't know. I mean, to some degree we know. We can sort of speculate, but is that enough to affect the outcome of what's taking place?
Were you surprised at how long Putin has been able to endure? I thought after the catastrophe, the misadventure of the opening phase of the Ukraine war, that he would have been under terrible pressure.
Right.
But he's persisted.
He has, and what I think he's been masterful at is co-opting the oligarchy to a large degree. I mean, if you think about when he first came into power, the oligarchs put him there.
Yeah, he was going to be their guy.
He turned it around on them, and he got control of those oligarchs, and so now he's got the leverage he needs. So when we talk about that, you know, is his position tenable? In that context, it is. So now we say, well, you know, does he have any health issues? I mean, we always watch heads of state, you know, like Kim Jong-un. Does he have a health issue or something that you know that we might be able to be aware of to give us some insights? And don't really have good reporting on that. There's some speculation possibly, but I can't say, yeah, he won't be around. But we're going to see biological regime change in the near future. We can't.
Biological regime change.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.